My time listening to this song much. But what's good? Yo, what's good? Hello. Let me turn this down. Yeah, I'll just turn off the music, it's fine. Alright, yo, what's good? How are we all? Today's the start. Today's the first one. Today is day uno. I actually don't know if this is gonna pan out well. I don't know if it's gonna end in flames or we're gonna create a very terrible video here. Where's chat? I can bring chat back up. Let me make it smaller at least though. I'll go like that. There we go. It gets too much in the way sometimes. But yeah, so we're back. This weekend, ideally we're gonna be streaming quite a few hours. It is warm in Germany today though, by the way, heads up. It is warm in Germany today. Really fucking warm. Not crazy, but it's pretty bad. We're currently sitting at 27 degrees. Oh my god! Wait, no, say swear. This Thursday is gonna go to 35 degrees. Bro, I can't do that, bro. I can't do that. What the fuck? That's AIDS. Wait, that's actually AIDS. How much I got contribute to earn that gift? Which gift? What gift? What are we talking about? Okay. So, yeah. Wednesday and Thursday, don't expect a stream. That is 35 degrees. 27 is generally the most normal summer weather ever. I don't do well in heat. You'd be surprised given that I'm Pakistani, but no, I can't take heat. If I had to say my optimal temperature, genuinely 9 degrees. 9 degrees is so nice to me. 9 degrees with a bit of sunlight. I fuck with that. That's like comfortable for me. Okay. So, I guess we just get straight into business, huh? There's like no messing about here. Let me close all my tabs. Let me get my shit sorted. Cohen is back. He's gonna be on his best behavior, or he is GG'd. Okay, let me put my notes. I got notes for today's stream. We're trying to do this very formulaic. So you just sit inside the whole summer? I sit inside the whole year, gang. I sit inside the whole year. What's called scripted stream? No, I will actually show you what the plan is. I don't want to show all of this. Let me hide this. There we go. So, if those who are curious about what we're actually going to be getting up to, I will show you. Just bear with me a second. Hey. Oh my god, can I show this, please? There you go. I really don't want to show too much because there's certain things that I got planned. Okay, without the special shit, I think this is everything. We letting me in the Galheim Festival, right? I haven't even created applications for that yet, bro. I don't know. I could say yes, and then you have probably the worst application going. I can't say yes to nothing. Does go out. He does verbally. But no. To be fair, there is a woman in the building who's so convinced that I don't live here. She's like, okay. I get it, a lot of South Asian and Middle Eastern brothers, like, they do, like, Uber Eats, but she's so convinced, and I've told her, like, yo, I live with my girlfriend in this apartment block. What are we talking about? And she just don't buy it. She like, questions me every time, bro. It's so annoying. Yeah, she deadass thinks I'm homeless. Okay. So, chat, here is what we're going to be doing. Here is the plan. Here's every kind of step of the process that we are going to do, what we are going to commit ourselves to. Also, I'm streaming at a higher bitrate. Let me know if that's if like the quality is a little bit nicer from last stream. I got a reserve spot. No. Okay, so what we'll be doing is first we're covering themes and sub-themes, okay? I've got a list that we can pick from, and I want you guys to contribute to. Then we're going to go down to inspiration, okay? Inspiration is super, super important, okay? Then we're going to talk about Z-Point. We will discuss a Z-Point later this weekend. World building, flesh out the timeline, orientate it for YouTube. I might do that in my own time because it's a bit weird to do with chat. Story completion, event setting, write script can mostly be done off stream in Blastcast because, I don't want to be sat here just like, typing away. I'll do the most point. What the fuck is a Z point? We'll get to a Z point. It's how I write. It's a very good way to write. Then we're gonna organize build. We'll do a shopping list together because I don't usually build myself. I usually buy schematics. So fire summer project though, facts. And honestly, if it's gonna go well, you'll be seeing more of them in between when we put out pop, because pop I organize, but I don't actually create much. So we'll be organizing builds. We'll do a shopping list of schematics we want to buy, and we'll start building the world. I'll also build some parts of it myself too. We're going to record all scenes, obtain all flashback scenes, lay down footage off stream, and then chat helps with music selection, and then we'll edit in the Blazcast or Patreon if that's up by then, but we'll probably do Blazcast for now, probably. This gets big. You can tell everyone it was all made in one summer. That would be cool. That would be cool. I mean, ideally, what I'd like to do is... So if you're curious about the formulating of content, I don't know if you guys are into that. The final video that we're making will be posted on my main YouTube channel. But I don't know if some of you have noticed this. I have a second YouTube channel that I just made. I did just make a second YouTube channel. Let me show you that channel now. Can we put a hidden tongue in there? Nope. We are taking this seriously. This is a serious writing business. So yeah, we got Berserk 2. Berserk 2 is live. So here's what I'm going to be doing. Shorts that I can develop from these streams will be going on here about the development of this ARG or video, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll post the main video, the finished product, on the main channel. But we're going to do kind of a recap of everything that goes on, of how we built it. Like what you guys are seeing now. We'll condense that into a video that will be uploaded as an official video on the Berserk 2 channel. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the route we're going. That's the route we're going. But yeah, man, I mean, there's a lot to do, so I feel like we should just get started. Let's just get started, right? So, if anyone remembers, last time, we decided on a wheel. A wheel was the way we were going to do this. Okay, so let's get to business with the wheel. Oh, God. So, yeah, I have actually been carrying this idea for a while, so we'll see how it goes. So, I understand we have some themes. We came up with these themes last time, but I decided that some of them would be classed as sub-themes. For example, these two, sub-themes. So, let me see. Anything else? Curate? I do love the word curate. It's a nice word, bro. Curate's a nice word. It makes you feel smart, bro. Okay, so, I'm actually going to nuke this list real quick, and we're going to put on the themes that I have ready, okay? Bang! Okay, so this is what we got. We got space, pirates, samurai, dystopian, western, sci-fi, mystery, romance is an interesting one. Spiritual, desert, superhero. Yo, chat, you let me know now. Let's curate a couple more. I just want a couple more in here. Make it a little bit juicy. These little tiles are too big for me. I want some more. Vetoed romance. I want to do unconventional romance. I want to leave that in. Comedy. I'm not good at comedy. I'm not good at comedy. I'm good at talking comedy. I'm not good at writing comedy. Romance feels like it would be crazy, but it's not. Because what if it's not romance with another person? You know what I mean? So yeah, I wanted to think of it more interestingly. And like, what if we talk about romance with, for example, okay, let me just come up with a random one. Like a random one. Yo, hold up. So let me just come up with a random one. A track runner fell in love with like running, right? But then he broke his leg. You know what I mean? That's like what I'm talking about. It's unconventional romance. And we can really get something actually kind of cool here. We can actually get something kind of cool. So, chat, is there any other... I'm not hopping on Yaoi. I'm going to ignore the comments about Yaoi here. Work with something we want. So here's the way it'll work. Spy shit. You want to do spy? I could do thriller because spy is like too specific. It's more of a sub theme. Falls in love with an AI girlfriend. Okay. So chat, here's the way it's gonna work. We're gonna do a spin, which will pick what we do. But I get 3 vetoes. I get to veto it 3 times. Okay. 3 vetoes. That stretches across sub themes too, though. Okay. Chat, I'm gonna let you know now. I'm not here to mess about. I'm in content mode, okay? I'm down for a piss about. But listen, this is very serious shit to me, bro. I take this dead seriously. This is why Project Magnetar was as good as it was. So I'm gonna be taking serious. I'm only gonna be reading serious comments today, bro. We will have a separate theme for sub themes. Yes, Underground. I will take Underground. Underground was a good one. I like the idea of kind of taking the setting of going underground. I mean, shit. There's not like a ton that you can really come up with, really, right? So we do have sub themes. Sub themes I'm gonna need a lot of help with, but really, I think I've covered all the bases when it comes to this stuff. Let me see. We could. Would that be a chat? I'm thinking about alternate history. Would that be classed as a theme or a sub theme? I think sub theme. It's a sub theme. All right, here. All right, cool. Would mystery class as making the viewer answer their own questions, like the book House of Leaves alternate history? Alternate history is like, what if this happened back in history? You know what I mean? Roman-esque. I'll do. No, I was gonna write. No, because then I just might as well fall into like old timey. But I'm currently doing the Galahad Festival. That is old timey. You know what I mean? I don't want to be writing two of the same thing. It's not good for me. So with mystery class is making the viewer answer their own questions. Mystery is kind of more along the lines of my own preference of mystery. So my preference of mystery is kind of the audience discovering the universe they're in, right? Which I'm a very big fan of. But it could pertain to a specific mystery too. That's kind of all the outliers that's the only like real definition that I've got for that. I don't think it'd go down to how I would answer those questions. Like, yeah, I mean, okay. So, chat, do you think we're good with this list? Can someone view by Ixu go viral? Hey, Project Magnetar already did, bro. We're good. Probably. Okay. Let's do my three vetoes. So, shuffle. You're right. Thank you. Shuffled a couple times. Okay. Let's see what we got. Whew. Let's see what the first one is. Ads. This one doesn't count then. This one don't count. We'll wait for ads. I can show you my sub-themes list, though, for the other people who are still here. So, sub-themes are kind of like time travel, time loop, exploration, alternate history, isolation, discrimination, sacrifice. Right? These are kind of sub-themes I want to splash in. No, they don't. The vetoes do not replenish for sub-themes. Also, I will go under the Minecraft section because we are kind of making Minecraft stuff here. There you go. Okay. Time loop sub theme. If you guys want to come up with any others, sure. But are all the ads people back? Are ads over? Are we good? I've actually set my ads to literally 0, by the way. My ads are set to nothing. Yep. Okay, cool. So the first one we're gonna roll for, again, I get 3 vetoes that also count. I get 3 vetoes that count for the sub themes too. So the first roll is gonna be. Oh shit! Do we want to do a western? Okay, my mind when I'm thinking about western. Let me show you real quick. Real quick. Let me go into my wrong account. One sec, shit. I'll show you what I'm thinking about when I think of western. So let's give it a proper discussion. Before thingy. Actually, no. Red Dead Redemption 2 doesn't come to mind. What it is instead, bro. It's fucking Steel Ball Run. That's what's coming to mind. Steel Ball Run is what's coming to mind, 100%. Steel Ball Run Steel Ball Run comes to mind. Because Red Dead Redemption 2 is also good to take from. Let me just write like an RDR2 edit or some shit. bro.
You talked. That's a goddamn lie.
Like, so, like Red Dead Redemption 2 is also pretty fucking good. It's also another good thing to take from. I would say those two things are like kind of perfect, right? So, morning, yo, Retty was good. We're just picking our themes. I think we might be going Western, but the thing is, chat. Here's another question. Here's something that I want to talk about as well. So, okay. Let's talk about this. I probably shouldn't be talking about this with chat because it's too like nitty gritty with the content. Also, if you hear slamming or anything, Leonie's building a bed frame. Yeah. What's it called? Okay. So here's my question. This will really tell me who's really about it here. Okay, who's gonna pay attention to this bullshit talk? Okay. So the way it works is that there is like kind of like the big block of concept, right? When you kind of get too wacky with it, right? That's where you can kind of get wacky, like actually wacky, okay? Let's take Verity, for example. The wacky part was definitely when we were in, like, the laboratory room, right? That's when it doesn't matter. The way it started doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. For example, in Project Magnetar, the meat of it all kind of happens quite quickly. Okay, it happens quite quickly. It gets to the concept real quick. Really does. But the way we start it is kind of, well, okay. Let's take Verity, for example. That's probably an easy way to go. Verity starts it with a new world, right? Because it's done like an ARG. And ARGs kind of have the benefit that they can start in a new world. They can start with a brand new Minecraft world and be like, oh, then this weird stuff happens, right? Rose Alive, hi. Yo, Actali was good. So Rosa Indra was good. So with Project Magnetar, we kind of had like, oh, we're doing a Civ event. That's our intro. So now here's the question, chat. If we were to do a Western, are we just gonna do it in a Western world and then this guy's RPing? Like our main guy's RPing or whatever the fuck? Or like, do we want to have it something normal that then transitions into like a Western concept, right? Or do we just isekai the whole fucking thing? Which I really don't want to do. I don't want to fucking isekai this shit, that's for sure. Because that's kind of how most thingies work. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say Western is fine for now. No veto. Let's go to the next list. Wait, does this affect this list if I do this? No, we're chilling. I think. Yeah, we're cool. Okay. I'm already confuzzled. It's fine. 4 years later, I'm still banned in the Discord? Talk to the mods. Talk to Inder. He'll sort it out for you. Okay. So, now let's do... let's do sub-themes. So, sub-themes are also important. This is what I've got so far. I don't remember either. But yeah, mods, if any of the mods are here, do you want to get his Discord and then... Yeah. Okay. So, these are the kind of side themes, right? Side themes are essential. So, we could also go down... I don't know, chat. This is a big issue. Okay. I'm going to break down this concept in the simplest of forms, okay? You're going to have to lock in, though. So, how do we arrive at the concept? Okay? How do we arrive at it? Because, do we envelop the audience in role-playing from the start? Right? Or do we introduce the idea of role-playing? Because otherwise, and then additionally, our player, our POV that the YouTube video will see, is that a real person, or is Minecraft the real world in this scenario? This depends on what sub-theme is. I agree, but that's what we're trying to achieve here. You know what I mean? So we don't know yet. Not doing no ice wall. So yeah, it's mainly about, do we kind of entrance the audience immediately or no? Because if it's something like discrimination, you can't just spontaneously make everyone hate some people. No, I don't. I think you're missing what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is, okay, Minecraft isn't real. Sorry to burst your bubble. Minecraft isn't real. That's fine. And these ARG people that make videos know this, right? So when they make a video about an ARG, it's like, I'm a real person, and then I'm going to play the game, and then I'm going to get stuck in whatever concept I've got. For example, Verity, right? That's kind of how these videos go. Are we going to be following that suit, or are we going to be jumping the audience straight into the idea of role playing? Like Minecraft is the real world, right? Because that's what we did with Project Magnetar, technically. Minecraft is real, basically. This Minecraft is real. Okay. The date and setting immediately, or do you discover it along with the main character? Yes, exactly. No, but that's the thing. Wi-Fi's didn't do that. Wait, I swear Wi-Fi's didn't do that. He did? Let me see. We're gonna do some research here real quick.
Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. This is the first line in a book that Avery claims...
Look, no! Because he's watching a video. And then he has that ambiguous change at some point, but it's important how he started. That's the important thing. How he starts is the important part. Because he starts... Look, see, this isn't real. Because it's a Minecraft video. He's watching a Minecraft video in the video. Starting with already in place. Okay. If we are doing that then, chat, here's another important part. Here's another imbalancing part. Okay. So if we are throwing in... You all seem very on board with the idea of throwing the audience straight into the video. Or straight into the setting that Minecraft is the real scenario. Cool. I'm with that. Now here's the other part. Do we go first person or no? Or nah? As in first person? No. We can do flashback entirely. Look, see, now here's where we run into another issue. Okay? Let me talk now. Is it Harbinger? Let's talk about Harbinger. This is a video I collect the most views from based on recommended. People watch this video and they get recommended my video. Is where I collected the most, okay? That is the statistics. The YouTube kind of shows you that. But my issue with it is this. Is that it kind of is a full-fledged production. Do you know what I mean? And then now and I think this takes away too much from what Minecraft is. Look what I'm looking at. This is no longer Minecraft. Now, here's the question is, how much do we want to control the production value of this? Do we want it... Because what I've noticed is that Ish and Wi-Fi's have probably the most views in the scene. But they use zero shaders and zero texture packs, zero cinematics, or very little cinematics, and stuff like that. And that's kind of where I'm bridging out to right now, is how grounded do we want to make this whole thing? Ish does shaders now, does he? You got what I mean, though. Nothing drastic that takes away from what Minecraft is. They're keeping it to the core of what... Oh, Jesus, nearly dropped my drink. They're keeping it to the core of what Minecraft is as a value. Do you know what I mean? And that's the question. Is this a video or an ARG or a short film? Thank you, Retzi. That is the question I'm trying to ask. Is this a video, an ARG, or a short film? Is this video good? It's fine, but it's not to my taste. Look, see, George, that's just a plot hole. You know what I mean? That's just a plot hole. That's not a setting he's defined, because we know through Wi-Fi's video, he actually hasn't defined it. Like, he actually defined it differently. Because the way he defined it was actually, I found a YouTube video, and now I'm going to explore the content of what they've done, right? And doing RP is contradictory now. No, not really, though, because that's what this is. They blend the kind of two together. So it's a bit of a hard thing to kind of talk about. And I think I understand this better in my head than I do in words. Yeah, I mean, but it's something I've been thinking about. Is because we can introduce pop very easily because it's a civilization event, right? Talk about the characters. Let's do a LARP. So, Yes, thank you. That's also a good way to put it. Yeah. Are we the channel? Are we directing or viewing with the viewers? Yes. That is a good way to put it. That is a good way to put it. However, there's even other ways we can do it. And what I mean by other ways of doing it is, let's say, okay, this is where it gets a bit weird. Okay, but for example, we can tailor that into our theme now. We find a video. That video says, do this. We, as the viewer, do this. And then this brings us into the story. Do you know what I mean? There's a multitude of ways that we could do this. That it's a very complex matter to talk about. And this is honestly a conversation that I would typically even have. Like, I could see this conversation I'm having with my writers. So it's a bit harder to do with the chat. That's a bit more uneducated on the kind of perspective values of a video. But it is something that we need to question. It is something super important that we need to question. And I kind of want to leave it more in your guys' hands than I do with mine. Because, again, it's you guys. You guys are creating an ARG. I'm not. Or a video, whatever. Viewing with viewer and dominant flashback, but sometimes hotbar is best. So, essentially the Wii Fees, but with more flashback. Wii Fees with more flashback, I see. Because I know, for example, Duckno doesn't want any, right? It doesn't want any hotbar, which I understand. I actually don't like it too. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so the way we'll split it then. Well, let's determine this already before we even get into any concepts, because this is kind of like before that. So like, sub theme really matters here. I'm thinking about solid exposition if the sub theme is time. With the Western main theme. All right, bet. Well, let's roll for sub theme. Let's see what we can do. Chat. Is there any other sub themes that you guys want at all? We can even do crime. You know what I mean? We could do crime. No. You'd be surprised. TR, don't speak loud, bro. That's how you put yourself down before you even start, bro. The person who says he can and the person who says he can't are always right. Or usually right. Okay, dystopia. Yes, dystopian. Guns. I don't want to. That's not a good sub theme. I don't believe. It's too specific. Pocket dimension. I hate pocket dimensions. Detective work I can do. Obsession. That's just a movie. Multiverse sub theme. Hate multiverses. I hate multiverses. I hate dimension changes. I think it's a preyed on subject that people are using for convenience. This didn't work. Don't worry. There's another dimension. I hate it, bro. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's for anyone who's used Photoshop. It's when you get a graphics pack. That's what it is. It's like, here's your easy band-aid to fix anything you fucked up. Mistype dystopian is. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay. Okay, time loop. Do we have time loop? We have time loop. Okay, I'm trying to think of any other thingies. What other ones? Okay, chat, are we good? Time travels, are you there? Please read the list. Nicholas. There you go. Okay, chat, are all those cool? Anyone got anything to add, or we good to spin? Because you're right, the sub-themes are really important. Really important. I like them. Sacrifice? Oh, you want sacrifice? Okay, bet. So, I remember, I got 3 vetoes. I've not used any so far. Because I'm cool with Weston. Detective. I'm going to veto that. I actually don't want detective. I don't want to do detective. World split in 2, making 2 new planets. where one basically becomes dystopia and the other kind of a bug dimension. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, I don't want to do detective. I'm vetoing that. That's my first veto gone. First veto, kaput. Second. Crime. Oh, God. Okay. Huh. Ooh. Veto? You want me to veto it? I've only got one veto left, bro. Fine. We'll veto it. Wait, does it count as a veto if chat doesn't want it? Okay, fine. You guys get a veto per wheel. You guys get a veto per wheel then. How about that? I get 3, you get 1. So that counts as your guys' veto. I still get 2 vetoes. Yeah. We're doing that. We are absolutely doing that. Absolutely, we're doing isolation. I love the theme of isolation. I think there's a lot you can work with. A ton you can work with, actually. So much you can work with. And I actually have a Z point in mind. We'll talk about Z points later. Okay, isolation and Western. Do I want to respin for Western, though? I've got 2. I've got 2 vetoes still. And we technically got 3 because of you guys, too. Ooh. Oh, I don't know, chat. Why not 2 themes? What were you gonna do? Sci-fi and Western? No, it gets too funky. What I feel like you can only kind of do a multitude of themes once you have established yourself a little bit more, and we absolutely have not. Okay, so, flying cowboys. Chat. Okay, do I spin? I don't know. It's our project. We want 2. Who wants 2? Who wants 2? Who wants 2 themes? Who wants 2 themes? Put it in chat right now. 1 for yes, 2 for no. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Right now. 1 for yes, 2 for no. It's like a swayed no. We're not doing multiple. We're not doing multiple. That's fine. Now a respin. That's a hard one. We do have 3 respins. I'm gonna say we respin. Oh wait, I'm just trying to think. This is so hard. Wait. It's so hard to decide whether I want to stick to Western or not. How would Western isolation work? Literally, Red Dead Redemption is a story of Western isolation. Red Dead Redemption 2 is entirely a story about Western isolation. Don't leave, Murph. I'm gonna respin, bro. What do you mean with isolation? It's kind of like a keyword that we can interpret in any way we want. I'm gonna respin. Wait, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of ideas. Okay, so chat, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what's going through my head right now. Not urgent, but on topic. All right, let me check. I do like that idea. Very much so. So Duckno's essentially suggesting that we do a found footage kind of vibe. I like the idea of that. That's a good way to kind of break into the idea of the theme that we've set, right? That's a good way to go about it, for sure. I like that a lot, actually. Found footage is a good way to navigate it. No, to be fair, he had a whole concept around it, but I'm extracting only a part of it. So yeah. Yeah, found footage is awesome. I'm cool with that. Okay. Wait. Here's what we're gonna do, chat. Here's what we're gonna do. Should we respin for Western? Yes or no? You guys aren't deciding. I'm not deciding. Let me go to Aaron's chat. Chat. Super important. Please pick either yes or no. Let's see.
Why the hell
Is my chat gonna get egoed? I bet I'll get egoed. Read your chat!
Super important, please pick either yes or no. No, no, and no.
So we don't respin and we keep it Western. Okay. We're gonna keep it Western. So we got Western isolation. Western isolation. So now we're building a framework. This is good. So we have Western. Oh God. We have isolation. And another topic that we want to handle is found footage. Okay. We got 3 singular topics. Now, here is the way I'm thinking about this, okay? I'm going to tell you exactly what my mind is. It's so weird that I have to tell you everything that I'm thinking about, by the way, because I'm so used to doing the opposite. I'm so used to not telling you guys anything. Found footage and how, though? Didn't exactly have cameras back then? Let's talk about it. Okay. So, I think... I like what Retty said. I like the idea of a ghost town, right? Let's talk about this strip. Let's say there's a strip of stores, right? Stores here, and think of like a literal like Western ghost town. Let me get like an accurate picture of this. Western ghost town. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm thinking like this. But there is a Z point. So, let's talk about inspiration first. There is one thing. So again, by the way, this might seem very fragmented what we're doing, but don't worry. It's going to piece together. We're going to make this concrete. It's just going to be really weird until we get to that point, okay? Do we have to have plot holes? No. We're doing preventative measure for plot holes and stuff. Don't worry. So now we're going to talk about inspiration before we get to our Z point. Inspiration is super important, and I actually came up with this before stream because this is a long-standing something that I've always wanted to write about, right? And what this is has anyone here seen the Buzz Lightyear film? It's a bit of a weird thing to take from. But people have seen the Buzz Lightyear film, correct? Perfect. So, in the Buzz Lightyear film, I want to preface, 70% of the movie sucked dick. It really did. But the first 30% was maybe made from the Lord himself. Okay? So what this movie entails is, essentially, they're trying space travel, right? They're doing something in space. I don't even remember what exactly. But every time he goes, Earth accelerates by like 30 years when it only takes him 20 minutes. So by the time he's back, they've got the next ship ready for him, right? And his co-workers have gotten older, right? And I like the idea of, so this can kind of go into isolation theme here. The idea was that Buzz Lightyear was isolated into his own timeline, where everything else is speeding up as fast as humanly possible, and he's still stuck with this ambition he had because it's not been long for him. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of the way I want to explore isolation. Isolation in the form of ambition, isolation in the event of repeated failure of something, and isolation with the result of a great, end point here. We can go supernatural if you want to. I don't mind. But, yeah, chasing success. I want to talk about the isolation of chasing success. That's what I would like to do. And where even the audience, I want the audience to feel like this guy's, like, wasting his time. So what's the other 70%? Don't worry. It's like cute pet he gets, cool little wacky side characters, big enemy. It's some stupid shit, low-key. But the first 30% is genuinely dumbfoundingly good. If anyone else has seen it, you know what I mean. The possibilities of isolation, but sort of like SBR and traveling. I don't think Steel Ball Run focuses on isolation in almost any degree. I really don't think it does. I think Red Dead Redemption is where we're going to take our inspiration for isolation, and I want to take it mainly from the Buzz Lightyear film. The Buzz Lightyear film really did depict isolation in a really cool means. Really did like it. It's a little run by my isolation. I don't want to just take from what's popular in the Western scene right now, though. I mean, that's also really, like... I'm kind of, like, deferred to thingy. Yeah, we're not here to make an SBR fanfic. We really are not. So I'm actually going to steer away from Steel Ball Run. But the setting is what I'll take inspo from. And what I mean by setting is that it's a bit more than just kind of like rudimentary grounded. So now we can create a new list. Okay, let me go here. Let me go here. New notes. Okay, cool. Let's get started. So, can I increase font size here or no? Okay, I don't think I can. Yeah, JoJo's is not. JoJo's is specifically not isolation. I think it's actually the opposite. Still don't know what Z point is. We'll talk about that. So let's write down our notes. We are doing a Western. It will be about isolation. It will also. Our inspiration is gonna be stuff like Red Dead Redemption 2, and also Buzz Lightyear, the Buzz Lightyear film. Okay. Let's write, like, I don't know, inspo. There you go. Okay, let's keep moving. So, now we're gonna get to our Z point. Z point. Okay, so our Z point is what I write continuously, okay? How long will this project take? In my estimation, all in all, about a month. About a month and a half. Month and a half tops, I'd say. Okay. How many years will this burn off? Listen, okay, so now we're going to talk about Z points. Z points are always cool. Z points is kind of the funnest way to write, in my opinion. I love writing in Z points, and it's very fun. So what is a Z point? Let's talk about it. Z points is kind of the... So a story typically goes... okay, so this is like enjoyment and time. Let me move this like here. This is like enjoyment and time. Usually, a story will start off like here. It'll go here, up, down. Then it'll go down here, and then it'll kind of go up here, right? This is the Z point, okay? Coming up with the Z point allows you to structure everything in a way to push up to something that's really cool. It's a very fun way to write, and I really enjoy it that way. It's actually how, yeah, the climax. Sure. I just call it Z point because it's the way a certain lecturer that I watched talked about it, and it's a great way to talk about it. So the way I came up with the Z point for Project Magnetar was I sort of just thought a man looking on. Oh my god, I remember this. I was talking to Raj about this. It was a man standing on a wall, looking down, and realizing that he had been killing what he thought he was saving. That's what it was. It was a man realizing he was killing what he thought he was saving. and then everything else fell into fell into place for Project Magnetar. That is exactly how it got made. You don't have sense. It's not weird. Okay, so now we gotta think about our Z point. Z point for this is gonna be a little bit difficult based on the stuff that we have already, but I think we can make it work. That's why we gotta call it Z point facts. Okay. So the Z point. I'm trying to think. What do I want out of Z point? Because there's two ways that you can kind of orientate this film. where you can kind of go in the direction, since we're dealing with isolation, we can deal with an isolated individual who then finds companionship only to sacrifice himself for it, right? The letting go of his ambition. I like that idea a lot. So I would say letting go of ambition for the sake of others and companionship. That's one route we can go. I have the MC dying the Z point, and the rest of the media is knowing and giving a fuck. We could go down that route. That's also cool. Because one issue that I said about this was that it was a little bit cliche. I did think about this last night already. And the Z point, it's cool. It works. It does the job. But it's vanilla ice cream. You know what I mean? It's vanilla ice cream. Maybe a couple dots in there. You know what I mean? But no one giving a fuck is pretty good too. No one caring. No one caring about his end. And now that's another question: is do we want to kill off the main character? I also like the idea of him achieving what he wants, only to find out it's hell, right? Only to find out it's hell. That's also a cool Z point too. I'm trying to think of other ways we can orientate this now too. I'm enjoying this though. It's very weird to do this on stream. It is super strange to do this on stream. I will say, don't worry if you can't come up with anything for here. This is definitely where, if you're more writing orientated, you'll be able to help out here. Someone takes the achievement, like the guy who made the light bulb. Stolen Valor. Stolen Valor. I like the idea of it. I'm iffy about it. Don't think we decided yet, mate. I'm just saying he because we're creating a relatability and majority of us are male. Oh, so you want to go around traveling? Well, either way, doesn't matter. We're not at that point of construction yet. We're still talking about Z points. By the way, mind you, chat, our Z point will change. Okay, as we put all these pieces together, the tip of the spear might move over a little bit. That's okay. Or if honestly, I want it. If anything, I want it to happen. It's an indication that we're writing other things quite well. Sorry to bother you. No, I've not seen Sorry to Bother You. So yeah, Z points. Chat, what's the height of this story? What's it gonna look like? What at the end of all this? Come on, chat, you guys gotta be helping me write this. At the end of all this, what's the great moment? What's the crazy thing that happens? Do you want it to be a plot twist? Do you want it to be a satisfying ending? Do you want it to be like the hero doesn't get what he wants? He gets fluffed. You know what I mean? We gotta pick how we're gonna go about this. Because I like the idea of no one caring. No one caring is kind of cool. I want him to get fucked over. Okay. They lose the isolation, then something bad they did previously comes back to bite them. Everyone leaves again. I'm down for that too, but it falls into a bit of genericism. Hero gets fucked over during a plot twist. Okay, so I like the idea. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm going to be honest, I'm thinking of going for no one caring about his end, right? So, and I'm always down for moral debates, right? So, and I always like taking things from personal experiences. So from personal experiences, I actually, let's just have a little conversation real quick. I actually hate the idea of legacy. I really don't like the idea of legacy. I think it's very stupid to give yourself up so that you can be remembered. What you're remembered for means very little in the world because you're not there to experience it. I actually hate the idea of legacy. I don't care to leave a legacy. I'm living for myself now, right? And I take a very selfish means of living because of that. And I think it would be cool to kind of orientate a whole thing around that, right? Where you kind of have someone who is trying to achieve greatness, and in the end he does, and he's smiling ear to ear, but leaves zero legacy. No one cares. They never, let's say he's coming up with like some doohickey, right? He spends his whole life making this doohickey. He's smiling ear to ear every time a new screw goes in, every time a new part's made. And by the end, he makes it and he dies happy. only for no one in the world to ever give a shit and for it to get forgotten minutes later. That, I think, would be cool. What do you guys think about that? We can do it through a form of plot twist as well. From the start, it's obvious that it's a fruitless effort. I would like to do that too. So, ideally, what I'd like to do, you create something perfect for everyone to use for his entire life, and everyone underestimates it and no one uses it. Check DMs. Put it in chat. Put it in chat. Put it in chat. I'm not doing these secret DMs, bro. Listen, you got to stand proud on your ideas. I'm not here to rehearse it for you. There we go. I always thought the MC dying while right before he reaches what they want, or and no one cares. They don't mind. I think this. I think a lot of that will get formulated into this idea here. I think this is the idea that I think Duckno came up with. That I think I'd like to take the most. Again, I'm not. I want to preface that. I'm not trying to like insert myself too much here. Not too much. Oh, I do want the outline of this to be your guys' idea. So no one caring about his end, I think, is the way we'll go. Right? No one caring about his end. That's the way we're going. That's our Z point. Are we happy with the Z point? Is there any majority qualms with this idea? No one caring about his end. We will work it in different ways. Don't worry. Just think of it as very ambiguous. We can tailor it to the way we want. Any qualms will be good. Because I'm quite happy with that. Like Scrooge or no, we will interpret it whichever way we want. My idea right now is definitely, again, he works in the doohickey for all his life. He loves working on the doohickey. And then he dies with the completion of doohickey, only for everyone to forget about it and no one gives a shit. So then there's the kind of debate of, does it matter to leave a legacy? Right? That's the question. Does it matter? Does legacy matter? You care about the path of destination. Facts! That's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's exactly what I'm trying to think about here. Okay, so we got a Z point. Z points are always so fun to come up with because you can kind of come up with like whichever cool thing you want. The scene that I'm thinking about for no one caring about his end is definitely the Breaking Bad end, where he's kind of like laying on the floor and like it's kind of like a visualization of the whole world still spins, just even though the main character dies. I would like to be very enveloped into the main character's mindset. Only to spoilers, this came out fucking years ago. Light dying on the stairs. Not Light dying on the stairs because that was directed in a very isolated manner. This scene literally has like cops like walking past him, talking on the radios and shit, and I think that is a very good way to show that the Earth still rotates even though he's gone. You know what I mean? It's more about that he wasn't special. You know what I mean? He wasn't special to the world, but he was special to himself. Exactly the way Walter White died. You know what I mean? He was not special to the world. I was thinking what I said could add more to just no one caring, and I think it adds more. You're going to have to dense it down into a way that makes sense. It's a bit of waffling, I can't lie, George. If you dense it down, I could read it better. But yeah, I like this a lot. I like the direction we're going. The direction we're going is quite nice. 1 second, let me go facecam. I've got some notes that you guys actually shouldn't read. Okay, we're cool. I like where this is going though. This is low-key fun. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually mad fun. Okay. So, what do we do now? We have our themes and sub-themes. We have our inspo. We are going to add one more inspo soon. Now we have the Z point. And now we do the thing that I would argue I'm best at, which is world building. It's time to build the world that they are in. Okay? Now, something that I enjoy the idea of, that I would like to kind of lean into, is I would like to actually take a Minecraft concept and develop it into story. Right? You think the guy appreciates the isolation? That looks, you know, like that's when we get into the fun stuff. But first we gotta build the world. Let's build the world. Because the thing is that this, again, the doohickey that we're talking about, I don't know what it is yet. Does it pertain to the world? Does it have the ability to change the world? Right? One sec. This is where I'm going to get stuck a little bit as well, because I always take a lot of thought into world building here. Yeah, that's all you, boss. Okay, so world building, I definitely want to add some kind of... Oh god, should we hop in Minecraft? Let's hop in Minecraft, actually. Let's hop in Minecraft. Anything that I can't show you? No, we're good. Let me... we don't need these lists anymore, right? Ghost Town already? That's local world. That's like the setting. I'm talking about do we need to go down to how the universe was formed? Because we're talking about a very grounded story, but honestly, I want to create something with a little bit of supernatural behavior here. I want to create something with a little bit of supernatural behavior. Let's go to 1.21.11. Actually, no. 1.21.4. 1.21.4 is a bit more easy to work with. So yeah. World building is always hard because ideally I would like to kind of... I mean, it depends. Do you guys want to go supernatural or no? You know what I mean? Do we want to... Like, it doesn't have to be crazy supernatural, but do you want to have something that's, like, not the norm? Because I like the idea of it. I like the idea of slicing in something that's not normal. Okay. Single player. Create new world. Doesn't really matter. Creative, sure. I'm thinking this is hard. No, it is. It is. It is. It takes a lot of thought. And again, the biggest contributors will be getting, you know, slice of the pie, all that kind of jazz. I'm on the fence about Supernatural. I will say this, chat. I also want to make someone who's unlikable. I want to make an unlikable main character. Oh, here's another form of inspiration. For anyone who's seen it, Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme is about someone who's unhealthily ambitious and that behavior destroys everyone around him. I want to take from that for our main character, for sure. Is the idea of magical supernatural thing has been banned? No. We're choosing whether to opt into it right now or not. So I'm just gonna look through like Minecraft and see like if there's any supernatural stuff we can bring from Minecraft itself. It's a little hard. I don't want to go too far into that because there needs to be likable traits about him. Because otherwise, we're just making a piece of shit that no one likes and no one even gives a fuck about. We need to make someone who's understandable and kind of you revolt at the idea because he's so relatable to the average person, anyway, right? And the average person doesn't usually like the idea that trading normality is what's needed for thingy. Common full of uniqueness, by the way. I'm trying to think how to go about it. You don't want to make a concept of being trash. You want a relatable trash? Yes. And I think that's what Marty Supreme did. I think Marty Supreme created a character that was unequivocally like trash, but it was like very relatable because you wanted to be him, right? You wanted to be the successful person that could brag whilst also backing it up, but he wasn't fucking likable. Wolf Wall Street? No, because people don't want to be him. Because people do want to be him, but it's male gaze. That's what he is. He is the male gaze. I want this because I'm a man. A woman, a very normal, well-adjusted woman wouldn't want that. Walter, Walter is good, but it breaks the conventions of legality, right? A lot of people wouldn't want to break the law to achieve their success, which is why I'm constantly saying Marty Supreme. He was good at ping pong. You know what I mean? Main character is a ghost in the present day. Some Gen Z children go into the ghost town he once considered home. They come across the film reel that documents MC's life, and they go, so, yes, I will now finally get the recognition I deserve, but they finish the film reel and still don't give a fuck. That's not bad. That's not bad. Damn, that's not bad. Would you break the law? Currently, no. Yeah, that's not bad, Retzi. I don't really laugh, but that's not bad. Okay, I feel like doesn't know what he wants. I would say, in the end, he comes to terms with in not saying it's fine, and he doesn't care anymore, but doesn't care about thinking. Dies as the realization kicks in. Yeah. Okay, like lost regrets at the end. I'm completely cool with that. Have you broken the law? Yeah, of course I have. Of course I have. If you haven't, you're a bum. You know what I mean? I think if you've not broken the law in any capacity, you're a bit of an Epstein bootlicker now. You know what I mean? There's like so many petty crimes that are just like, this don't fucking matter. Like, tell me you all haven't fucking pirated a game or software before. Full ideas for those. I went 26 and a 20 once. You fucking daredevil. You insane monster. Well, if there's no laws to break. I like... Oh, wait. I'm thinking of something. Oh. Okay. I'm thinking. I have an idea. Do I want to use this though? This is an idea for a future pop season. The only issue is that this is a concept for a future pop season. Do I use it or no? I can't tell you it though. I can't tell you unless you decide I use it. Save your idea? Okay, bet. I can't use that. Fuck. Okay, let me see. Tell us that it's for pop. Well, yeah, because doesn't matter. Okay. Fuck. This is a difficult one because I want to create essentially. You could call it dystopian. But essentially, I like the idea of law breaking because that's innately what a outlaw from the Western world would do. And I would like to have the main character as some kind of like... Okay, this is for One Piece guys. I know there's a lot of people who watch One Piece, but I kind of want to base this character on Chopper's dad. This guy. If you know this guy, you know what I'm on about. The reason why I want to kind of encapsulate him is because this guy was prized on Discovery. This guy was technically an outlaw, but he was an unconventional outlaw. He was a doctor, okay? He was a doctor, and he was an outlaw, right? And I like the idea of the symbolism with the flag. I like the idea that even though it's unconventional that he's technically following the pirate mentality, he still flew the Jolly Roger, right? And I kind of like the idea of that with our main character and kind of relating him to the idea that like, oh, he's nothing like an outlaw from the Wild West, but he has the heart of one, right? That kind of Outlander kind of vibe. You know what I mean? I like the idea of that, where it's unconventional of doing so. However, what this character should be discovering, is something pertaining to Minecraft. I like the idea of it. Something pertaining to Minecraft. It's gotta be. It really has to be. Like there has to be like maybe a conventional rule of Minecraft that's banned, or something like that, or like going to somewhere is banned. You know what I mean? Yo, Brexiteer. Yo, what's good, bro? No, George, you're a kid. No, it was not worth it. No. Like, I like the idea of, okay, here's an example. Cocoa beans. Sure, that's such a shit example, but sure, we'll run with it. Cocoa beans are banned. You can never go to the place with cocoa beans. That's bad. You should never go there. But then our guy does research down into, like, the jungle, and he discovers all these amazing things. And then his doohickey that we refer to is the cocoa beans tend to chocolate. You know what I mean? That kind of vibe. Terrible idea, but this is where I would like to either implement the idea of supernatural of some kind, or I would like to introduce some kind of like framework that's pertaining around the laws of Minecraft. So, you know what I mean? Well, I'll stop playing Minecraft hardcore. I'm just thinking. I usually sit in Minecraft sometimes when I'm trying to think about writing as well, because I'm looking around. I'm trying to get ideas, really. And they punish him. I'll start writing. It's got to be like a positive that doesn't seem like it. Either that, or do we want his personal skill at the forefront, right? Do we want his personal skill? So we want to make him a chef? Wait, that would kind of hit though. If he's a chef with like contraband material. Wait! Low-key here. I would dead fuck with that. The chef. Oh my god, that'd be kind of cool. The man who could cook, bro. The man who could cook. That would be flames, bro. That'd be fire. Walter White. I guess so, but it's like, I think I would like to very much explore a direction where it's like there's actually no reason why it should be banned. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason why this should ever have been banned. It's actually quite good for you. He doesn't understand it, so he's fighting with law enforcement. His act of being an outlaw is a form of rebellion against those ideals. So, do you want to go down the chef route, chat? Do we want to go down the chef route? I'm low-key actually down. It's so good it's illegal, yeah. One for yes, bro. Chat, we down? A chef that cooks with contraband material. I'm down to say nay to it. I think I'm down. But I'm down to switch out. I like the idea, actually. But you need to make him awful. I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to think where we could develop this. So let's go back to the notepad. So okay. So the world building wise then is the world has classed certain foods as contraband. So, are you underwater? Is your network off? Are you in the ocean heading to Antarctica? What the fuck are you on about? Is my mic ass? So in a place in Gaza, please. Okay. I need to the ice wall likely. What the fuck are we talking about? Okay. So now let's talk about it. The world. So now we have the base ruling of our world, right? Said ingredients. Sorry, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. So ingredients. Okay, so now we gotta talk about. So let's say, okay, let's talk about it. Fire Force. It's an anime, right? I'm gonna break down the concepts so you can understand where we're going with this. The concept is that people spontaneously combust now, right? That's the concept of to find spices in his region. People think he's the devil, devil's cook who makes his food with hellfire, and eating it means you have sinned and are destined for hell. That's cool. That's tough. That's tough. Okay, so but wait, just hold on to that. Hold on to that. Pin it if you want. So basically, the idea is the full. Okay. Let me go back to the notepad. Sorry, I'm getting lost in thought here. So, Fire Force, people spontaneously combust into like devils, right? That's what I would say. That's the equivalent of what we have here, right? That's the equivalent of what we have here. Now, what Fire Force did was they basically said, okay, well, we need some people to stop them. So we would have like a fire brigade, right? Because, you know, you have a fire brigade, but instead it's like these people with swords and abilities and stuff like that. And that's how they kind of like continued it into a sort of...
Almost into fan service.
That's how they developed it into more than just the baseline. We have the baseline. This is our people spontaneously combust. Now we need to see how does that actually affect the world? How does law work? Is there certain kinds of people? Are there food tasters now? Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of... So what laws are now in effect, and how does the world operate with this in mind? You know what I mean? I still like it, but I feel like my ideas I've had... But we're not just doing your ideas, George. That's the thing. It's everyone's. It's a collective response. Chat, this will happen a bunch of times. There might not be things that you enjoy, right? That's the case. We can't make a story for everyone. If you wanna still help out, I'd say go for it. I like steroids. They're taking them and isolating the ingredients to use them on full organic animal smasher.
He cooks and the food is so good their clothes flee off like in Food Wars.
Okay. Okay, that's dumb as fuck. Okay, I think the direction that I'm kind of thinking of is, instead of thinking what the food can do, what is the food not doing right now? For example, what if instead... Oh, God. What if we had someone who is the only meat enjoyer? Like the only carnivore in a world full of vegans, essentially. You know what I mean? Everyone is now bound to only wheat. It's the only safe food they're willing to explore. You know what I mean? Maybe not me. I don't like the idea of just doing meat. Maybe like a select 3 foods or something. No, I got you, George. But yeah, what's called like animals, like how Hindus are forbidden to eat cow. Yes, exactly. So I would say, instead of thinking about what foods this chef has access to, let's think about how limited the actual food supply is, right? So, oh, that's a good question. Now, what do we limit them to? Joanne starts cooking with it. Cooking with rotten flesh? Ay, ay, ay. I think we want to make it appear... Oh. Not Dig Horse Meat. What if we had the world only eating wheat? Do you know what I mean? Oh, okay. So what we could do... is... The world only eats wheat. Now, hear me out. Let me cook. But then also, in the same kind of thought, how to explain it now? So he cooks nonsense. Let me see. I'm trying to think. So the world only eats wheat, and then you would have kind of like underground spots where you can eat meat. So people do eat meat, but it's like just meat and wheat. People don't be cooking up nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's underground spots where you can eat meat, but that's as far as it goes, right? I like the idea that Cameron had, where he said the chef is the first person to find spices in his region. People think he's the
In
devil's.
the era of people using horse semen for glue, he uses it for his own special reasons.
People think he's the devil who cooks. The devil's cook who makes his food hellfire, and eating it means you have sinned and are destined for hell. But no one cooks in the future. Yes, exactly. No one cooks in the future. And then, do it would be kind of cool? At the end, we do a cycle. Okay, we do like a first-person cycle. Okay. One sec. Oh, God. One sec. There you go. Wait, slash times... fuck me. One sec. Let me go to, like, I don't know, fucking here or something. Get me away from fucking monsters real quick. I don't want to get hurt. Okay. Here's the idea. At the end... we talk about, and we go like this. We split the screen. We do a compilation, right? Like a quick eating segment compilation of everyone eating, right? And you notice that it's all pork chop. It's all thingy. He pushed the world to eat meat, yes, but to never explore other kinds of food. And then we show like how every Minecraft world, how everyone plays Minecraft is you never make the food. Do you know what I mean? You never make crazy food. You just eat your pork chops and steak. Do you know what I mean? And your bread and shit. How the world never moved on, even though he was the one person to push the boundary. Even down to your own personal playthrough, you would never explore otherwise. No one makes cake to eat. A world full of picky eaters. Facts! That's so cool. That's tough. That's hard. That's hard. I like that a lot. I actually like that a lot. What if there's like a monopoly on wheat and the person that owns it has basically put an end to anything else? I'm down to do that. Wait, but let me extrapolate a little bit. So what I'm thinking is we can kind of go down the route of yeah, we'll install mods for recording. So what we can also do is let's see. Do we do seeds as currency? I don't know if I want to do seeds as currency. I don't know, because what I was thinking is, so the next line that I was about to write was, in what way does having food give you power now? Because we're in the Wild West, right? Bread equals money? That's not bad. So now here's the question is the mayor... is the mayor of this western town just a fucking like a farmhand? You know what I mean? Like, it's a complete spin on it. Unless water is the currency. That's not bad. Because that makes it applicable to... but now here's the question. Okay. So we could switch to water. Water can be the currency. However, here's the question. Do we want our meat eaters, the people who eat meat and only meat, do we want them to kind of be the anarchists of the world? And what I mean by that is, do they not abide by the set currency of our society that we've created? Right? Because if they don't abide by currency, then they would never care about then we should do seeds. But if we do want to, then we should do water, because water would apply for meat eaters too. Wait, make the main character gluten intolerant. Oh, that's tough! Yeah. Gluten intolerant. I'm down for that. But wait, let me think of what's like gluten intolerant foods. 8 foods to avoid. This is where we do our research, Chad. Might be a bit generic, but what if they weren't just picky eaters? They think that that's the only source of food, and they're allergic to anything, to everything, but they don't ever know. I don't like the idea of allergies, but I like the other part, because that was already the route I was kind of picking, going for. So, yeah, it's the only food source that they were willing to explore, right? It's the only food source they were willing to explore. No, we're not going picky eater route. We're not going picky eater route. We're going via the method of like they just didn't explore more foods, right? And then what I would like to use in the script is maybe end on something like, in a world full of picky eaters, people only choose to eat these things, and then we'll do the compilation thing. You know what I mean? So I would name it as picky eaters at the end of how the future has gone for it, but during the actual time, place of the events, yeah. The one guy trying to expand was actually allergic to the first new food. I do like to... Wait, let me see. Let me look up gluten intolerant food. What? Can you make shit? Bro, you can't eat fucking nothing. White bread? Bro, you can't eat nothing. Wheat-based. Wait, they can eat wheat. Wait. Does wheat have gluten? Wait, wheat has gluten, so they're lying to me. Nah, good one, bro. You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. Oh, wait, this is what they can't eat? Fucker. Gluten-free foods. Okay, so we can go down into the fruits, meat, seafood, dairy. Let me look up like gluten-tolerant dishes. Gluten-free. Yeah, I'm dumb as fuck. I didn't know that was what they couldn't eat. Okay. Oh shit, this guy could be making bangers, bro. Kids get slaughtered and... Wait, I see. Wait, I don't get it. So everyone's gluten intolerant? That means no one can eat the... I don't get it. Long ago, there was another food that was the only thing eaten by humans. Books scattered around wherever of that old food, with the book also revealing that the creator of this food force did this and that and forth. It's not bad. It's not bad. Should have died off. Yeah. Exactly. But that's the best part about celiac disease is that it can kind of happen at any point in your life. Like just you're gone. Let me see. Okay. I got an idea. I'm thinking. So what if we had... Okay. Wait. So let me think. The main character thinks he has celiac, right? So that's why you're allergic to gluten. So then he leaves because he gets outed by his community to find other people who have celiac, right? He becomes the chef, right? But then, I would like a scenario where he gives them gluten, but he doesn't die because he turns out he's allergic to something else. Do you get what I mean? If only there was another allergy that existed, I'd be down. But you know what I mean? I don't know. He makes cake. No, I'm thinking about what's another intolerance that you can have. That's not gluten but similar. Lactose intolerant. No, lactose intolerant is such a memeable like thingy. Nuts. No, the people that are gluten and tolerant. Nah. That's Semi. Okay. Gluten intolerant are murdered for meat in the black market. Not everyone is gluten. There's that red meat thing Joe Ball had. Alpha Gal, yeah, Alpha Gal. Alpha Gal's periodic, doesn't last for a while. This I got chill. Sorry. I'm just, George, the way he spelled things is genuinely number one. I've never seen disease written like that in my life. Lethal food disease. You're right. Let me look this up. Lethal food diseases. Yeah, I swear, bro. Botulism. What's botulism? Fatal illness. Bacterium. For my disability? It's not a disability, bro. Salmon. Nah. So in improperly canned or stored food. Spinal cord infections. God damn. Niche. Let me think, because I don't know if I want to go down this route. I was like thinking about it, but I don't know if I want to do this. Okay. So currently, let's just think about it. How are we doing this so far, right? How are we doing this so far? So right now we got a guy who's just chiller. IPS. Okay. Okay. Right now we just got a guy. He gets outed. He then becomes a chef. He then I don't know. Writes about his work, right? Writes about work. Sorry, my handwriting's ass. Make your government draw this. Okay. So then, this is difficult now because I want to add interesting events now. This is why I want to add interesting events. So, Rotten Flesh Route is not peaked though because it's not relatable because you want normal society to look weird for what he's discovering. No rotten flesh. No rotten flesh. No, shut the fuck up, bro. Okay. So he writes about his work. He dies. And then I guess the perspective we'll look at is these kids that find his work. Right? Find his work. Okay, cool. And then the world eats meat. But that's it. World eats meat. So now we got a very thingy, you know what I mean? Where it's a while after his crazy discoveries and achievement. No, that's exactly the plan. I wanna do the kids that find his work. That should be maybe 10 years after he dies. 10, 20 years, something like that. Something crazy. You know what I mean? Where it's all run down and garbage now. So now here's kind of the meat and potatoes, really, right? Because so from normal society, they only eat wheat. Maya is a farmer. Sorry, my handwriting's ass. Mayor is a farmer, and then what else? What else was about the society? Bread is food. Bread is money, sorry. Bread is munion. Okay. So we're getting somewhere nice, which is kind of cool. I like the pace we're on, honestly. So just to rehearse top to bottom. Bread is money. People only eat wheat. Only eat like wheat-based things. Maya is a farmer because Shut up. So then the main person, he has celiac. He's then casted out and he becomes a chef. He writes about his work, eventually dies, and then the kids that find his work, and all that, yeah. To eat less, so people basically starving themselves to have more wealth. That's good. Starve to earn, right? Starve to earn. Okay, let's see what people are writing. Blaz, hear me out. Listen, they murdered the gluten and intolerant people, but he survives because he has alpha gal. Alpha gal is periodic and also caused by a certain tick, but but then why would he get casted out in the first place when people only eat wheat? Sorry, do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Alpha gal doesn't work here. But he wouldn't know this, and he is now a chef because he's never had meat. Oh! Wait, yeah, why would he get cast out in the first place then? I like the other stuff. There's butchered, children, so he can't eat bread or meat. So he... Oh! Wait, I kind of like the idea. He has alpha gal too. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to keep that in mind. Pedri Blackfoot during the World Cup final. No. So he discovers cooking, shows it to everyone. They hate it because it goes against the mayor. He dies. Someone else finds out about cooking, and they like the new guy since the mayor died. A civilian took his place and has no more voice, so they love the cooking, but still. I like this one idea you kind of put into my head there. I do like this one idea you put into my head, which is that there is a really good anime. It's called Orb on the Movements of the Earth. So what this is about is actually quite similar to what we're creating here, now that I think about it. So what this is that it follows one person who is in a Christian valued society in the medieval times. No special powers or anything. And the idea is he discovers that actually we revolve around the sun. Right? He discovers that. He discovers the movement of the stars, movements of the earth, the heliocentric solar system. He discovers it. But he can't do anything about it, and he actually gets killed because of it. So what he does is, just before he dies, he instills it into this child who then has to take it on. But then he dies. And it's kind of like JoJo's, but they're all working to the same objective. It's like this whole fucking pass down of mentality and thought to work towards this final something. Holy spoiler, this is 2 episodes. I just told you 2 episodes of the show, bro. Behave yourself. Kid in the Post is dead. He dies after episode 2 or some shit. Look, the cover, the first chapter is him with a noose. You could make it so he showed the mayor, but the mayor goes to him because he wants to stay rich, maybe. Yeah, I like the idea of corruption being involved here. So he gets hung, yeah. But he isn't, they think he is, though. Why would they think he is, though? Why would they think he is? I was gonna watch that shit not anymore. I wanted to watch this too. It's 2 fucking episodes. Behave yourself. Wait, let me see. Think his though. So does he? But as a child, they mixed up the symptoms of alcohol for gluten and tolerant. I think the exposition to find out that it turns out it's alpha gal is a very poor line of thinking. Also, alpha gal technically isn't even a diagnosable thing here, because, you know what I mean? They don't eat meat. They wouldn't know it. Medical history. You gotta think about the world-building context clues. Well, no, not only 2 episodes out. There's like a whole season. It's good. The first 2 episodes. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna round this off into parts. This is part 1. Green. This is part 2. And then this is, you never guessed it, part 3. He tries to be different, eats meat, almost dies, thinks next time he will die, and thus he doesn't eat anymore, trying to choose his plot. I don't like it, honestly. AlphaGal idea gotta go out the window. Yeah, I don't like the AlphaGal idea. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't like the idea of it. Because also contextually in their history, no one would know what AlphaGal is. They have no ways to diagnose it. Why would the main character get out of society from trying an underground thing? You know what I mean? Well, I guess he would get out for trying an underground thing. So yeah, I'm not gonna. We're scrapping AlphaGal. AlphaGal's not part of this, but branching into the Buzz Lightyear idea, because we have now. This is the fun part. We haven't really explored the Buzz Lightyear thing, but I would like to, and we can kind of go down the orb route, where instead of this, we kind of have it go down, and then there's another chef, and then there's another chef. And then we see the progress of essentially, like, hundreds of years or decades of work. We could go down that route if you guys are down. Quick recap. I'll give you a recap. Let me give a recap. If you want to know what's going on, lock the fuck in, okay? So, we have a universe where essentially people only eat wheat. And because of this, bread is now money. Right? So the mayor is a farmer, right? Everyone only eats wheat, but there is underground societies where they eat meat. Only meat. And those are like the anarchists of society. They're very much casted out. Our main character gets celiac disease, the intolerance to gluten. He's then casted out of society and becomes an isolated chef. Some events will happen, but now what we're deciding is, do we have like a whole, not lineage, but like a pass down of celiac to celiac of this person becomes a chef, this person becomes a chef, this person becomes a chef, and they cultivate something crazy. You know what I mean? We could go down that path. We can even have it so that they build up a society of celiac people, right? And then maybe something happens, push comes to shove, and then they die for their cause. Do you know what I mean? And then we would wrap into here, where kids in the future that find his work, and in the world he's been yeah. What do you think of that? Do we want to go down this passage idea? The plan is more people get celiac. Well, no. Well, celiac is already like a growing thing, period, right? So the idea is that they would eventually cultivate a group of celiac, because right now, if you got celiac, you cast out, you die. But there's one chef who started it all, created a little place for celiac people to go. And he also started experimenting with different food you could eat. What if you have the only place you're allowed to eat wheat is these big regulated dining halls where the mayor or their associates spread propaganda that the meat eaters are bad and people, and that's why meat eating is frowned upon? I don't want to dwell too much on the meat eating. It's kind of, I want to dwell more on, it's more of like the idea that anything that's not wheat is banned, but then there's also like people who only specifically eat meat and that's weird. As opposed to like, it's either wheat or meat. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to pivot into an idea of wheat or meat. I want to do like wheat and then also meat's banned. Do you know what I mean? Along with everything else. Mayor just slams civilization of celiac people. Can do. So now the question is, chat. Here's the question: do we either go down this path of continuing and making a celiac group of people that the main character would then somehow, fuck over accidentally because he's the bad person, and then die, or do we just go to him straight dying? Of being something not just me, or is that already that? Yeah, he would start the movement of it. So yeah, chat. I'm gonna need some help here? We either go down of multiple celiac people, or do we keep him isolated? Okay, if we do a bunch of celiac people, we would then create his isolation through the destruction of the celiac people. Or we could, just go straight isolated. Your call. You need to pick. Right, focusing on how the Sire has effectively excluded a group of people by the disregard for their conditions. Yeah. Okay, so here's the plan then. Let's start afresh. Again. I think I would like for him to die alone. I would like for him to be the cause of them dying somehow. Right? I like the idea of that. I like the idea of him being the cause of them dying. Right? Right, one sec. You mean from murdered children? What? We're not doing AlphaGal. Writing off AlphaGal. AlphaGal is not happening. Will never happen in the story. We are not doing AlphaGal. I'm writing it off. I'm vetoing AlphaGal. Angers the bread people and then somehow destroy what he built. It could be the case of he wants to change the world, but the celiac people want to keep a secret, right? They just want to live, right? But he ignores what their cries and tries to pitch it straight dead center in town. That big defiance rebellion moment that only leads to them being killed. And now the debate is, was he right or wrong for pitching this idea to people? You could even have them spike the food of thingy. That would be interesting. Blaz VC. I'm not hopping in VC, gang. I'm not stopping the stream so I can hop into VC with you, bro. So yeah, okay, let's write this from the beginning then. Actually, wait, let me do this in notes form. That might be easier. Okay. So maybe the celiac people are actually happy with the way they live, even though it's not ideal. He thinks he can improve their lifestyle and know better than them. Yeah, so it's a debate between survival and living, right? That's a cool one, yeah. I think that's definitely the route I want to go. Are there any universally edible foods? Maybe he tries to make those for everyone no matter the food illness. Maybe, like mushrooms. Maybe he tries to pitch it. The people that eat bread could be so propagandized that they don't listen and ignore him. Possibly, that's not a bad idea. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think I know what... So, wait, let me just check with my list of stuff that we're going to do. So we got themes, we got sub-themes, we got inspo, we got Z-point, we got world building. Now we got to flesh out the timeline. Okay? Let's start fleshing out the timeline. It's time. That is true. Okay, timeline writing. Okay. Let's finish off our world building, though. So what else is in world building? So bread is food. Maya is a farmer. Makes food for celiac people, then food for all, and an inside man from the wheat people spikes a meal and slimes the entire gang. Yeah, so what we could do is maybe he does convince a lot of people here, like in his town, but then the mayor finds out, and his economy is disrupted, right? People are pivoting to different foods. People don't give a fuck about wheat anymore, right? So I like that. That's kind of cool. Okay. Okay, mayor is farmer, underground meat eaters. Let me see. Underground meat. Is there anything else about the well building that we decided? I don't think so, right? Oh, celiac is bad. Celiac equals like denounced. Is underground being used as a niche or physically underground? No. It's like figuratively underground. You mean like a black market? All right, black market instead, so a bit more. Are villagers banned from starting their own farms? So they're reliant on the economic system which only functions to scarcity. Are you talking about actual villages? Because I don't want to dip into villages being real in our world. Divergent? Never seen it. Or I have, but I don't remember anything from it. I think I watched it when I was a kid. No, this is the Wild West, so there wouldn't be a monarch, right? The Wild West kind of has like a mayor of like a small settlement, and that's what we're dealing with here. So this is all the Wild West. Oh, the people in the village. Okay, so our villagers, so our consumers banned from starting their own farms, so they're reliant on the economic system which only functions through scarcity. I don't know. Would that disrupt an economy? I actually wouldn't know. I'm not good with the economy here. Maybe they're... Oh. Creates inflation, you're right. Well, technically, does that mean we have a socialist kind of background as well here, where they have, like, universal basic income of a certain amount of bread? Because that would be interesting, right? No, don't worry, Duck, no. There is 100% an isolation topic here. We just haven't explored the timeline thoroughly, which we're going to do in a minute. We're just still discussing, we're laying out all the world building still. So, yeah, you're right. So, universal basic income for bread, right? And you can either choose to eat it or thinking, so... Oh, would that mean, like, fat people are poor? Fat people are poor, right? That doesn't that that's what it means, right? On the main guy's head, the other people giving them a... We'll talk about that in a sec. I just want to establish more things about the world currently. In Minecraft, sadly, no, I can't. But I can show them as gluttonous, right? I can show them as gluttonous. Like that word, gluttonous. It's a good word. So yeah, we'll write gluttonous. Gluttonous. I think that's right. How you write it doesn't really matter. So gluttonous people are poor. Fuck me, the sirens are going on in the background. My bad. Let's keep going. One sec. Let me pull up my stream stuff. God damn, the sirens are going, bro. Fat plugin for poor people. Okay. So I think... Chat, is there anything else we need to discuss about the world? Or is that it? Because I think we're good, right? I believe these are all the, ways of the world. Okay. So, let's get to business. Let's start writing our timeline. We're going to be very broad, and then we're going to start inserting things in the middle. Wouldn't rich people also be fat? I guess so. About the rest of the world? No, we're going to focus it down into, we're going to make it feel like, close-knit. Very isolated. Okay. So, let's move on to the timeline. So, first of all, we establish world. Okay, we establish the world. Then, intro character. Again, we're blocking it out. We're blocking out first. Intro character, celiac reveal. What's it called? I like the idea of him trying to hide it. This would give in our intro to the meat eaters, right? Because he's trying to hang with them, essentially. I like the idea of him causing them to get caught. He causes them to get caught. Court. Not court. Is it court? Would you have a sentencing in front of a mayor? How would it work? Where do they get the meat blast? It's the overworld, gang. Okay. So he causes them to get caught. We'll work out the semantics of it, but he gets booted from the town. Finds Ghost Town. And then from the people with celiac disease? No, because we want to make him feel individualized with the celiac disease right now, right? Right now, celiac disease. Wait, let me see. He calls him to get caught. Doctor diagnoses with celiac, and this will be known as a death sentence, or yeah, of some form. Is hoarding bread greedy or gluttonous? Or is that question not important? I don't think it's important for now. It'll come into importance a little bit later. It's not super important right now. Also, let me know if the text is too small. I can make it bigger. I think I can anyway. Okay. Finds Ghost Town. Builds a place. He's starving, right? He's starving. Let's say he finds like I don't fucking know. What's a food that you can get in the desert? What's a food that you can get in the desert, bro? That is not food. That is not food. That is not food. We need to have what's his gateway food into exploration of like other foods. Cacti? Can he eat cacti? Wait. Is there a mod where you can eat cacti? Super important. Let me see. No, I know you guys are listing actual things that could be edible, but I don't want to create my whole... cactus fruit. There's cactus fruit, isn't there? I don't want to go down fishing because it gives a certain, like, overarching theme installed. Not Minecraft? No, modded, gang. That's a cactus flower? No, but cactus fruit, you can eat it. There's mods for it. Because we're not just... Because, again, this is beyond vanilla Minecraft. We're kind of just talking about thingy. So, yeah. What's it called? We can go down cactus fruit. Because we can say he finds a cactus fruit. Starving. Eats... Ooh, eats cactus fruit. Okay? He eats cactus fruit. Then what happens? So where are we in the timeline now? I like the idea of... if anyone remembers Red Dead Redemption 2 when they're kind of building the house... I would like for him to, like, you know, upgrade and get well established. Infer isolation through directing. Honestly, by the way, I thought these sections that we're doing in the video would take way longer. We're kind of burning through it right now. We might be able to get this done real quick. I'm not even joking. Hallucinate. Why do we want him hallucinating? I feel like hallucinating is not important. I feel like it's like an added fact for nothing. And I don't think you can hallucinate from them, right? Invert isolation through directing. And then he gets his first person that's also celiac. Because of the cactus juice. We're doing cactus fruit. We're missing lots of Y's in the timeline. We are. Don't worry. First person that's also celiac joins. Wait. Why for what? Actually, that's a good question. Why for what? Because why is celiac death sentence? Because you can't eat the only thing you're allowed to eat. I feel like that's inferred. Why haven't they discovered other foods? Because celiac's rare. I mean, we're talking about primitive society. We're not talking about like people still get tortured like down here. You know what I mean? Like people get like it's not exactly like purely ran society here. This is like very like scraggy living that we're talking about. First person that's also so because rather than change the way the system works, it's easier to just X the outliers. Facts, exactly. I think current society operates that way to a degree. You shit liquid? No. Some celiac. I had a friend. I only know about celiac very well. It's because I had a friend in high school. One day they just started vomiting. Later on, I found out they went in class. I found out they went to hospital because they were vomiting blood. Yeah, no, they like that. Like, dude, gluten will kill him. Gluten would kill him. Yeah, movie night tonight, by the way. Movie night tonight. We are watching Project Hail Mary. Project Hail Mary tonight after stream. Be there, be square. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't think that's a super hard thing to implement, so it's okay. It's okay that we're leaving that out. So first person that also gets celiac joins. Execution is mercy. Yeah, could be. Now the thing is that okay. Okay, wait. Let me keep writing. First one, celiac joins. Project Hail Mary is really good. It is really, really good. I like that movie a lot. Tonight. Okay. So, okay, we're going to say first person that also joins, celiac joins. More people join. Small outpost of celiac. Then, what did we say we were going to do? I need a recap. We'll go through a recap. Let me just finish the timeline real quick because we're nearly done with the timeline. Once we finish the basic outline of the timeline, which, don't worry, won't be done when we're done. When I'm finished writing, we're going to go through and write some stuff because there's certain developments that I really want. Let's see. Small outpost of celiac. So what causes them to get fucked over again? I forgot. Yeah, because it was meat eaters first. Right, it was just the underground people of meat eaters, and I definitely want to show a disgust to the idea of eating meat. Let's see. Make the cast for this in a week. The cast. Want to preface, you guys won't be casted in this. I will. You will help me direct people, but you guys won't be cast in it. I'm trying to make something very professionally done here. So is bread food or currency or both? It's both. Also, if it's a daily payment of bread to everyone, how does that benefit the mayor? Surely he just loses resource and effort. No, because economy, flow, and all that garbage, right? Also, he doesn't lose resources because technically you can plant more. You know what I mean? It's like so. Plant works, or at least in Minecraft it does. For the MC, that's a good question. Do we want an MC or do we want a narrator? You guys choose. Do you want a narrator or do you want it just like done through character speech? I guess that's like an important question too. You want a narrator? Alright, bet. Well, I'm narrator, obviously. Main character. I got someone. I'm going to introduce you guys to someone who I've met a little bit ago. They're a brilliant person for this. A brilliant person for this. Don't worry about that. I know a guy. He's a very good, very, very cool guy. He wants to work on almost every project I'm doing. He's actually technically part of the pop team. Shut the fuck up. Okay, so small outpost of celiac. What causes this group of celiac people to get fucked? Do we have the main MC pitching cooler food to the public? Or do we want... Oh, God. I don't know. We just need a reason. MC trying to spread it? Okay, bet. Pitching cooler food to the public. Public enjoy. And that equals Maya steps in to to sort it out. MC is busy somewhere. Somewhere. And then, Tweeters. Okay. And some join, but an inside man spikes mains dude's food. Takes over and spikes everyone else. That's not bad. That's actually not bad at all. Okay. So equals some people leave. Mayor hears about it. Right? Hear me out. So then, Wheatus is a good name. Wheater turns out to be sent from Mayor. Spikes, food, celiac, die, but not MC. I want the MC to die in a certain other way. Oh! Is there any One Piece people? Any One Piece people? I need an opinion from One Piece people. If there's no One Piece people here, it'll be very unfortunate, but I need a One Piece person. Indra woke up. I hope so. I watched 40 episodes. Have you seen Chopper's backstory? That's the important part. Oh. It's unfortunate no One Piece people here. I don't think they are. Okay. How do we get... Okay. Yes, I think... Okay, don't worry. How do we get the MC to die? Because I want the MC to die through a form of isolation. Just spell it out. It's not really... I'd have to show it to you, but then there's DMCA. If I say it, he just stands there and makes a speech. Dead. It's so dry. But like, if you see like the directing that I'm trying to infer here, it's pretty good. Okay, but let's think about a more creative way though. Regardless. So how does the main character die through a form of isolation, but also perseverance? I'm not a big fan of that. I'm trying to think of like I want to kind of like hone in on isolation, right? The main character's alive. Okay, here's the point we're at. The main character's alive. All the celiacs are dead. Now, how do we bring the main character to die in a form of isolation now? Apart from the obvious, I want to do something a bit more flairful here. He's got microbiome preservers, and exposure's not bad. So yeah, we the main George, drop it, gang. What's it called? So listen, the main character's alive, everyone's dead. How do we enforce like kind of I guess a more roundabout way of how he can kind of go through isolation? I'm trying to think. Let me think. Can you get over celiac? Can you get over celiac disease? No, it's not. Wait, is celiac lifelong? Lifelong? Is a lifelong condition. Fuck! Yeah, you can't outgrow it? Okay, didn't know. Fuck. Because I'm trying to think of a means. I kind of want to bring this back to the Buzz Lightyear. You know what I mean? I kind of want to bring this back to the Buzz Lightyear and kind of think about how we can kind of have the main character constantly trying to pursue something now, but constantly fail. But it doesn't matter because he enjoys it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think now. This is difficult, bro. This is difficult. Or is this all we getting done today? Because also, we're gonna go back into the timeline, and we'll all you guys are making a recipe for pizza. That's dry though. Like there's no substance to that. Duck typing. I bet. Because also another thing we need to go through the timeline of. We'll adjust this either this stream or next stream. Like tomorrow. Like, where is it now? I want to add some grit into here, but I don't know how. I want to add some gritty themes, like less happy-go-lucky, more, you know what I mean? Kind of crazy, kind of go off, beat go off. And then also we need to infer more ways that we can kind of showcase the main character being horrible, I guess, right? I want to show off the main character being like a bad person, I guess, or developing into a bad person. It's difficult. I'll wait for Duck to see what he's typing, and then we might leave it there for today. What if the spike food only gives him food poisoning, and he scrambles his sweet berries since he thinks it'll kill him? Back to the Buzz Lightyear, or striving to make food, and accidentally poisons himself and kills himself. Nah, it feels too Romeo and Juliet-y. Feels too Romeo and Juliet-y, I think. I mean, a bit too, because it's Romeo and Juliet, it kind of feels like played out. I think we leave it here. Don't is a cherry. How devious. Do we leave it here or do we keep going? I hate Shakespeare. I do hate Shakespeare. I don't like Shakespeare. Important for the world, but I don't care for it. Okay. Do you want to keep going or should we leave it here? Yeah, we low-key got way further than I thought. I thought we were just going to talk about themes today. Make him die in a way? That's the plan. We just don't know how. That outcasted him? Well, he already does. Oh, wait. I get what you mean. Okay. People looking for asleep. That's fine. Here's what we'll do then, chat. I'm gonna now watch a movie in the Blazcast. What we'll be doing though is let me recap. Let me recap. So we are doing a Western isolation story. The inspo is Red Dead Redemption 2 and a Buzz Lightyear film. And also we want the character to remain some resemblance to Marty Supreme. The Z point, the point that we're going to get to, is no one caring about his end, right? The world building is the world has classed certain ingredients as contraband. The world only eats wheat. Underground spots where you can eat meat or contraband spots. Bread is food. Bread is money. Bread is money. Mayor is a farmer. Black market meat is. Celiac equals denounced. Universal basic income for bread. Gluttonous people are poor. So now the story that we got so far is that we're going to establish the world, intro the character. He's going to get a celiac reveal. And he's going to try hide it. Going into, the meat eaters kind of realm of things. He's then going to causing them to get caught by accident. What if we made it the mayor's son? What if the main character was the mayor's son? Too generic? I bet. Okay. So anyway, he gets celiac, tries to hide it. He gets caught. Doctor diagnoses him with celiac, known as a death sentence. He gets booted from the town. Finds a ghost town. Builds a place. Starving. Eats cactus fruit. Upgrade and will get well established. He starts making shit. Infer isolation through directing. First person that's also celiac joins. More people join. Small outpost of celiac people. Main character is pitching cooler food to the public back in the main town, or Wheaters. And the public enjoy. Some people leave to join the celiac people, but then the mayor hears about it. Mayor sends a Wheater to, poison their celiac's food, right? Celiac people die, but not the main character. And that's where we're at. Shut the fuck up about AlphaGal. Okay, but if that's where we're at, if that's all we got so far, I'm down to call it there, and then we can work on this in the Blastcast after the movie. Are we cool with that? Because I get a lot. I think I get more of an opportunity to thingy, and I'll recap what I've worked on tomorrow's stream. How does the manga? Yeah. That's like smaller aspects, right? Do Mecha after Blastcast. I'm gonna work on this after the Blastcast. Also, Mecha Chameleon's going through its own little, thing right now. Yeah, look, see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like him being the mayor's son kind of makes sense. And there's also, like, a bit more of an undertone of, like, family bonds when it comes to, thingy. Chat project without chat? Mad? No. It'll be the thing. Plus survivor's goal? Yes. Okay. The main character is... Into character is the mayor's son. Okay? It's the mayor's son. Mayor's son. Okay. Okay. Chat, that is gonna be where we leave it today. I will update you tomorrow where we got to. Holy fucking balding. But we did get a lot of way done. I'm gonna keep working on the Blastcast, see if we can, push this into like different boundaries. It takes like some, just some slow thinking. Chat, make sure to watch the VOD if you want, like, recaps of what's going on. And also, come up with shit in your own time, bro. Come up with shit in your own time. I know some of you guys want to write. I know some of you guys want to help out. Bro, make sure to, thingy. But we did get way further than I thought. We got way further than I thought. I genuinely thought we were just going to talk about, whatchamacallit now. I thought we were just going to talk about themes. I thought we were just going to talk about themes today. So yeah. Pretty good, man. We're quite all the way through. Shit, we're going to be writing a script soon, bro. Fuck me. But chat, that's going to be it from me, bro. That's going to be it from me. I appreciate you guys. It was actually a really fun stream. I actually like doing this kind of stuff. It feels way more of me. And I hope you guys fuck with that, bro. Listen, give me 15 minutes. We're going to be in the VC and Discord watching Project Hail Mary. I'm about to say Magnus But listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, doing the same shit. Catch you then. Bye-bye.
In Georgia, I'm trying to move to the city.